I think what is important to realize is that we are here as consumer companies solving for customer. We need to understand the customer better. We need to solve for their information as well as their fulfillment needs, whether it's through an existing infrastructure of retail or distribution network, or it's through a completely online adoption. So over the past couple of years, I think if you look at multiple marketplaces, the scale at which we have grown the number of small businesses that sell online has tremendously increased, which has given a huge lift to the amount of selection that is sold on our websites. It also meant a lot of exposure to small businesses and how they can leverage internet to grow their business, to acquire new customers, and to solve and basically fulfill that promise of delivery. This entire experience over the last 2 years has told us that probably a multi-channel approach will be different for different business models. There are product categories which lend themselves very well for e-commerce. There are product categories which lend themselves much better for a very localized kind of commerce. There are businesses which, for example, a manufacturer have that kind of margin or that kind of financial backing to essentially give out the kind of cost that it takes for managing an online business right now in India. And then there are other business formats for which it might not work out. What a customer wants and who that customer is and what are we trying to solve for them might mean different things for people playing in different categories and people having different business models. And it is essential to recognize that what works for us. It is therefore, I think, at a stage where we are not seeing a lot of movement towards omni-channel. We are seeing that as of right now, a lot of us are trying out things which work and learning from those experiences that might or might not work in the long run for omni-channel.
We consider ourselves as a brand company, and ultimately at the end of the day, whether it's online, offline, or anything else, or trade, finally at the end of the day, it's a touch point for the customer. And if it's a touch point for the customer, you should provide it. When is the brand ready to provide various touch points is for the brand to decide. What is the scale it has reached at which it will decide to actually give another touch point at which it can reasonably make more money than the previous distribution channel is the point at which you would decide to give another touch point. So from our point of view, I think we would possibly be ready to move into it. We've started a single location out of Gurgaon, and we are getting good traction from there. And one of the things that we've seen on the dipsticks that we've done on a fortnightly basis is that 75% of the people who bought from us never visited the site, but they knew about the brand. So that is the core thing that we are trying to build. So we built a brand over a period of time. The best thing to do at that time was to sell online because you wanted to reach out to tier 2, tier 3, the underserved market, and hence online afforded you to do that. Now that you have built the brand, you should try and build more distribution options. So for the physical brands, it's time to build the online option. For the online brand, it's time to build the physical option. And I think the difference between online and offline is when an online brand goes and opens an outlet in an offline scenario, it already knows that what that city is actually consuming of its own brand. So if I open a store in, say, Bikaner, I already know for last 3 years what I've been selling in Bikaner. So that gives a bit of a head start, and then analytics and the other things that people talk about. So summary is, we are a brand. A brand has to increase its touch points. What point you want to take from online to offline is more a commercial decision of where you think the channel would be more profitable, and make the move based on that.